Digital experience team. This is the retrospective for the buyer experience iteration, November 20th through December 3rd. I'll pass it over to Megan to kick off things that went well.
Yeah, just wanted to thank Miguel. We had some issues with 404ing solutions pages. This kind of came up last Thursday. It's US Thanksgiving, so a lot of us are out, but he jumped on that early in the morning and we found a nice patch to just get them back up. Those are important pages. And then next wanted to thank John. Just all the pre-work you did with the localization research and getting the nav and footer kind of set there and documenting what you learned and best practices, like really made our work this iteration smoother. We didn't have to like spend a majority of this maybe doing things the wrong way or scrambling to get set up. So and thank you for letting me bombard you with questions. A lot of questions along the way. So
yeah, I was gonna back up a +1 on that knowledge sharing. Our tech stack is growing and getting more complex, and whatever we can do to help that knowledge sharing across the team, it's just gonna make us better, stronger together. So good job there. Javi?
Yeah. So for me, I wanted to call out Miguel and John's talking about their capacity in Slack. Thought it was really cool that they just publicly shared how they're feeling about their work and how to help each other. And I think that's pretty cool. It's nice to see that we have each other's back, and it's a good reminder that that's like an okay thing to ask for because it helps us do better work.
Yeah, +1 there. Transparency. It's just like be honest with each other. Hey, I can't do it. Like I'm really busy. Help me. That's totally okay. Totally good. Things to improve on. Justin's async, so vocalize for him. Pushing changes through code or contentful. We've had some breaks in production. We want to come up with some options to help reduce that risk. Opening the floor to the team here. What do you think?
Well, in my case, what happened, sometimes we create content types and components, but we do not validate what if this this attribute does not come in this API, or what if this attribute is empty. So a good tip from Megan is please, when we are migrating content or creating components in Contentful, please validate the happy path and the sad path. What if certain attributes are not there? So we need to validate all those cases to prevent breaking pages. So I believe that tip is a really good tip.
yeah, it's a good one. I think not having a review environment or staging environment that matches production is the biggest killer there. I know we opened an issue kind of about that, and because the review app pulls from drafted data, but production doesn't. So if something's all on draft and you push it to prod, it's not gonna be a happy thing. So I love the happy path, sad path thing. I can't get over that. I had some like thoughts and I put in the issue. I don't have the link to the issue right now, but like I think having like another staging environment would be great, but I think that gets in the way of our customer adding an extra door there to get their messaging out and branding out and content out faster. I haven't tested if this could work, but it would be cool to have like a manual way, or even doing this locally, is generate the site with the production mode set first instead of development or something else, and get that you'll get the real picture of what production is going to look like, because it's sad we cannot trust review apps as developers. We can do all we can to look over the code and look over Contentful and look over the visual aspect of a review app and still have very bad incidents, so.
Just add here that I'm glad that we're the ones that broke it and figured it out. That's better. Like, we're here to break and fix, like that. It's our job, figure this stuff out, and that it wasn't our stakeholders or cross collaborator like Sandra going up to like push a new blog post and then ooh, something's really wrong. So I'm glad that we're fixing that. We're discovering it and then we're going to fix it. I put the link to that specific issue that we encountered there. So looking forward to discussion.
I also wanted to mention there that in the engineering sync, I think Justin mentioned the workflows from Contentful. So that should help us reduce risk regarding production.
Megan let me know about a little gotcha with those workflows, though. That they, yeah, there's only one workflow per content type, and all of our stuff is the pages content type. Gotcha.
Yeah, so I have the last point. For creating new pages like MVCs of the small business and the solutions startups, it was kind of like the same template, but two different issues. And so we ended up syncing with TME so we could split up work, but all kinds of stuff happened and we didn't end up using some components and stuff. And so Tammy had to wait a couple of days, even though she had already finished her work. So I wanted to bring up that it's better to take two looks at issues and stuff to make sure we don't have dependencies and avoid that kind of stuff earlier, sooner.
If I can talk a little bit more about this, I think something that would help is like we mentioned in another call, I think yesterday, UI to code, if I'm not mistaken, we mentioned that we are kind of having new components now. I mean, we are changing a little bit more the identity of the site. So of course, we're going to have like different types of cards and links, buttons and stuff. So maybe would help if when we are creating a new page, I know that some pages, they have like their own components. So we create the components inside the pages component. But it would make sense if, for example, I'm working with Trevor now, I could ask him, Trevor, are you expecting to use the same component in like future layouts? Because if yes, I can use this component in the common folder, not in the page folder. Because many times I'm going to use a component and I see this component already in another folder, but it's not the common folder. So when I see that, I try to change this component's place to the common folder, but I won't notice all the components that I need to do that. So I think it would be great if we can try to map that. Are we going to use this component more than once, or is it really going to be just on this page? If it's going to be used in many pages, we can just create a common component, I think this would help.
I was gonna answer the Lawrence questions. I would say that maybe yeah, taking into account the templates and the pages and how do you code is set up. It kind of could guide how the issues work so that we have like independent tasks for in this case we had two pages using the same template, but in the past two iterations I had an issue that were pages that look kind of the same, but they were all using different templates. So that issue could have been like 4 different issues. So yeah, for engineering issues, it could work.
Yeah, just to reiterate, what I'm hearing there is like one engineering issue to build a new template and apply it to the pages where that template's going to get used. Would that be correct, Miguel?
Not really creating or anything, but for example, the solutions pages, we have like 5 different templates that we are trying to bring down. So, but they're still there, like 5 different templates. And when creating the issues, it could be great to like guide the work around that stuff and not just like these pages look kind of the same or stuff. Because yeah, in the end, when we are building the pages or just updating them, when we are doing the changes, we are guided by the code and not just like how the page relate to the others, right?
Mm. Okay. I think I'm understanding. I'm having a hard time getting like the succinct thing there. Can we get more specific? So we have five templates being used on our solutions pages. How should we group that work if there's an update to one of those templates?
Like, for example, it could be an issue for a template.
Okay.
Because the code change will be just scoped down to that template or to that component and stuff.
Oh, scope down to the component even. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Interesting.
to be a little bit more specific with those kind of changes, for example.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
something Philza and Justin and I can work on when that handoff happens between design and engineering. Justin and I can do a better job of preparing those issues instead of looking at like just a page, even if it's a template, see if there's a bigger body of work around that change. Cool. Good call out, Miguel. Thank you.
There's one that I have this iteration that has also kind of a similar issue, not really, but similar. That it's this one. I'm gonna link it. I feel it's a bit ambiguous as to what the objective of this issue was. I took it as creating a template for the upcoming migration for these child pages, but even that is not that clear because there's a lot of different child community pages that use different components and have different layouts. So I went with creating a template for the ones that can be grouped and then suggesting creating different issues for the ones that have like more specific layouts or components. But I just feel that the issue was a bit ambiguous.
Mm. Okay.
Looking at that issue, I think one thing we can all improve on, like every single one of us, is like this kind of fits in the realm of documentation. There's really great documentation on merge requests and issues that we do already. I think we can take it one step further to like looking at Mateo's issue as an example. There's a lot of like empty sections, like include any Figma files in scope, like it's just not filled out. I would request like just remove it. It's like it just really adds on the cognitive load. Like I'm like,
Mhm.
all this stuff is there. I have a lot to read, but then it's actually empty. Um, Even with like the MR templates and stuff, we don't fill those out, and like that's okay, but just remove what's not being used. And I think it will make reviewers, developers reading issues and everything just that might help with a little clarity. Obviously, not in this case if you didn't get enough information, but remove the stuff that we don't need to read. Um, we could all benefit from that.
I'm gonna piggyback on that. Like, you're always welcome to ask. I do it. Hey, can you fill that out? Hey, can I have a little more information? Like, that's totally okay. And if you're not getting the responses you need, like escalate through the proper channels to get that information.
Yeah, that's true. This iteration I had other issues that I could work on, so I guess I kept pushing this one back. But yeah, you're right.
All right, is there anything else? I forgot I was the one that was doing the things. All right. See you later.